Greetings to everyone in the world. My name is Anthony and we're here right now in our partially operating greenhouse that is fully off the grid. When I say off the grid, I mean to say that our electricity comes from the sun and our water comes from the rain. It's a totally self-sufficient system. Now let me show you our fully automated watering system. Let's go! This is the heart of our watering system. This is fully automated and it controls the distribution of the water into all the plants right here. This section right here. Now, this is powered by solar energy right there. And it gets its water from the pond right here. There is also a digital timer that is programmed to schedule the watering system. It's right over there. Let's take a look inside and see how it works. As you can see, it's literally made from junk. Except for the pipes right here. I bought them, and this bucket too. But everything else is from junk. There's also a water bottle down there. Now, this system, it sucks the water from the pump, from the pond right here, through a pump. It's just a tiny little 24 volt pump. No, 24 watt pump. And it stores the water right here. So the water level is controlled by this device right here. Once the water pushes up this foam, it will cut off the power from the pump so it won't overflow. Now, the timer right there is scheduled to turn this tiny little motor right here every 2 hours to release the water. So once it releases the water, this tiny device right here will cut off the power from everything until the water is diminished. Once the water is empty, this device will turn on the power right back so that the pump right there will refill this bucket. So the timer right here, it is programmed to turn the system on for every 2 hours, every day. But for the sake of demonstration, let's turn it on right now and see what happens. There you go. It's watering the plants right now. But it only supplies water to this 2 rows of mulberries here. Because like I said, this is a partially operating greenhouse. We plan to plant more mulberries in this row and also in this row. So once the water is diminished, as you can see here, this system will automatically shut off the water and then turn on the pump so it refills itself. Fully automated. And there you go. And the water turns back on. So guys, that's how the system works. I can explain more in another video on how I made this. But for now, that's all we can demonstrate. And this saves a lot of labor. Watering alone is laborious if you do not have systems like this. And not only that, since this is fully automated, you can adjust the water level very easily. 2, you never have to worry about forgetting to water your plants. And 3, this is totally off the grid. so it costs nothing. All our electricity comes from the solar panel right here. This is just a tiny 60-watt solar panel. And all our water is stored here. You see, the greenhouse, it redirects all the water it collects down into this pond right here. But let's talk more about the solar panel, because a lot of people would want to know how to install one. So it's a very simple system. You just have to have 3 devices. 1, the panel. 2, a solar charge controller. It's a tiny device that regulates the electricity that comes from the solar panel. It's very important to have that, because if you directly connect the solar panel into the batteries, it might damage your battery, and batteries are very expensive. So the 3rd device is, of course, the battery. So let's take a look inside and see how this is wired. By the way, this is the wire coming directly from the panel. This is just a positive and a negative wire, and it goes into the charge controller right here. But we would see this better inside. So let's go. Let's take a look. So here's what it looks inside. This is the solar charge controller that I was talking about. So the solar panel is connected directly into this. This is the wires coming from the solar panel. Now it might look confusing and complicated, but it's very, very simple, because there's actually an instruction right here on how to connect this device. So you can see that this sign right here, it means the solar panel, and there's a positive and a negative terminal here. So you just need to connect the positive into the positive and the negative into the negative terminal. The next one right here is for the battery. So this is our battery. This is just a lead acid battery, and this is just 20 amperes, 12 volts, 20 amperes. So you just need to connect this into the terminals right here. There's a positive and a negative terminal again, and the 3rd terminal is for your device that you want to power up. So it just has the light icon, because usually they're just used for lighting purposes. But you can use this to power up like our fully automated watering systems. We actually have 2 right there. There's another one there. It supplies the entire section right there, the figs and pomegranates. So as you can see, a 60-watt solar panel and a 20 ampere battery is more than enough to power up this the 2 watering system. You can see the battery level right here. It's always full. We can't even use at least 10% of its power, because like I said before, the pumps are really tiny. The other pump right there is just 5 watt, and the pump right here is 24 watt. So that's just a total of what, 30 watts, and that is a 60-watt solar panel. So the spare energy, you can use it for lighting up your greenhouse. You actually have a light right here. This is a 24-watt light bulb, and there's another one right there. It's just a tiny LED light, and I don't really know how much electricity it consumes, but we rarely use them anyway. So guys, that's how you set up the system. It's very easy and straightforward. There's only one thing that you need to calculate though. You need to calculate your load, or the electricity that you plan to consume, so that you could adjust the size of your battery and the size of your solar panel. So that's all for today.